General Assembly of EUROTAS. Thank you for being here. Old friends, maybe some new people. I am Bernadette. I am the new president of EUROTAS, and I'm very happy to welcome all of you here today in this beautiful place in Crete. So this is the first part, I would say, previous to the conference, the first activity that we need to have, and it's an opportunity for us to meet as a EUROTAS member from those many countries we come from. And we will introduce ourselves, and you will also introduce yourself, and we will give you a report of the EUROTAS activities during this past year. And also we'll give you some ideas and of the projects we have. So we decided that we would open this General Assembly just by sharing very quickly who we are, where we come from, and what is our connection with EUROTAS. Okay? So I already said I'm Bernadette. I'm from France. And this is my first year as president. Okay.
I'm Steven Schmitz. I come from California, and I'm the board secretary for EUROTAS.
My name is Giovanna Calabrese. I'm from Italy, and I'm a board member. And with Regina Hess, we started the EUROTAS division of transpersonal research, and Lindy and Rona from South Africa are both part of this session of EUROTAS.
I'm Magda Soler from Barcelona, Catalonia, and I'm the board member too.
I'm Maria Rosi from here, Greece, but I work in Catalonia, Barcelona with Magda, and this is my first year as professional member of the association.
Welcome.
I'm Kati Wortelkamp. I'm from Germany, and
Talking still. That the board offered me last year. So, okay.
I have been in several EUROTAS conferences. I'm a professional member since last year.
My name is Hans-Peter Weidinger. I'm delegate.
Please speak louder. I think it's not that easy to
My
hear.
name is Hans-Peter Weidinger.
Use the microphone. Use the microphone.
I am the delegate from the Austrian Association for Transpersonal Psychology, and I'm helping the board with the registration of EUROTAS in Austria and the bank account.
Hello, I'm Stuart Sovatsky. I think this is my 5th EUROTAS conference. And as time goes on, it's like just seeing friends. So that feels quite beautiful. And I'm a co-president at the American Transpersonal Association.
Hi, I'm Neta Shukir from Israel. And it's my third time here at conferences. And I present the Redmond College, which is a college in Israel, and we have a program of transpersonal psychotherapy.
I'm Tana Jakubowicz-Maunt from Poland, and I've been with EUROTAS since 1993, and I'm really thrilled and happy and grateful to be here, and really grateful to Lindy for organizing it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Elina Junta. I'm a member of the Greek Transpersonal Association. I am from Greece. And it's the first time. I'm really happy and really grateful for this happening too.
I am Lena Weisminger from Latvia. I am board member Latvian Association. Happy to be here.
My name is Evita Zvagula. I'm from Latvia, and I'm member of the Latvian Transpersonal Association.
My name is Vineta Laksdina, and I'm also from Latvia, but partly from Australia. and this is my 4th conference as now attending as a professional member. I'm happy to be here.
Thanks. Ofra alone, this is my 2nd time here. I'm so happy to see old faces and to meet new ones. We are working in Israel, especially in ITA, and towards creating an association in Israel, and it's coming up.
Les Lancaster, I'm from England, president of the International Transpersonal Association, and I'd like to thank everyone for the warm welcome of being here at EUROTAS, and in particular Synthesis and Lindy for the hard work that has gone on.
I'm Caterina Papakonstantinou. I'm just a participant.
Great.
I have a degree in psychology, but I'm not affiliated to EUROTAS.
I'm Ingrida Indana. I'm from Latvia. I'm EUROTAS Executive Director. I'm board member and also a professional member.
I'm Rana Newmark from South Africa, and I'm a member of the EDTR. Thank you.
I'm Lindy. I'm a member of the EDTR and also a professional member of EUROTAS and the president of Synthesis.
And I'm Virgil Johnson. I became a member last year. I paid my 2nd fee. So I'm a member, but I'm an individual member, so I do what I want.
It's good. I'm Bo Wikström from Stockholm, Sweden, and I'm a professional member. And I've been coming and going a little bit I was around 12 years ago, and even was vice president in the EUROTAS for a couple of years, I think. And now I'm back, so it's good to see you, some of you from the oldies and some very new ones.
Hi, I'm Renu Fotedar, and I came from Switzerland. I'm partly Indian and partly Australian, and I'm one of the professional members with EUROTAS. Thank you.
I'm Ilie Gradinaro from Romania. I'm a president of a big association in Romania. And in 2016, my association organized, excuse me, I don't speak very good English, the EUROTAS in Romania.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Vagakakos. It is my first time in EUROTAS, and I'm a member of the Synthesis board. Very happy to be here. All welcome.
Hello, I'm Dorothea Kafkula. I am a member of Borneo Synthesis. I wish you all welcome, and I'm happy to be here.
I'm Dimitris Livas. I am the treasurer of Synthesis, and I hope everything goes well with every one of you here in the Congress. And I am here because of the membership of the board.
Hi there, I'm Vitor Rodriguez from Portugal, and I belong in the old furniture of EUROTAS. Very good all the time to be back here.
Hello, I'm Nicolas Magalios. I'm a member of Synthesis, a board member of the organizing committee. It's my first time, and I'm glad to be here and participate in this excellent congress.
Hello, I'm Tamara Wills. This is my first time here. I'm part of the Transpersonal Academy. I'm here with my husband. Hello, everybody.
My name is Ralph. I'm coming also from Switzerland. I don't know who I am, but it feels very good to be here.
My name is Romana Kres. I come from Slovenia. I think this might be the 4th conference EUROTAS conference that I've attended. I'm a professional member and also a practicing transpersonal psychotherapist, and delighted with the kind of new events or development that Eurotas is taking, the research division, then this professional division. So I hope we'll continue in this direction professionally.
Hello, my name is Mark Wentworth from the UK, and I'm a member of individual member of Eurotas.
My name is Vladimir Maikov. I'm from Moscow. I'm representing the Russian Association for Transpersonal Psychology and Psychotherapy, and I am with Eurotas since 1995.
Ingo Yazis, I'm one of the dinosaurs of Eurotas. And I'm very happy to be here to see you.
My name is Christiane Yazis. He's my husband.
Don't touch.
I'm participating at several EUROTAS congresses, and I'm coming from Germany, and I'm a professional member.
My name is Yuri. I'm representing the Estonian Transpersonal Association. I'm a board member of Eurotas, a professional member. We have a transpersonal school in Estonia, and my passion and mission in the board is establishing transpersonal education.
Hello, I'm Regina from Germany. I came 2007 the first time to EUROTAS conference. At that time I lived in the US and got a PhD in transpersonal psychology. And now I'm a board member and also co-founder of the Division of Transpersonal Research. And for me it's again the feeling of a full circle, because now we have the collaboration of ATP and ITA here in this conference, so it's so beautiful to have this joint event. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you very much to Synthesis for that also.
I'm from Moldova. Having was successful. I'm a board member, and I'm a president of Moldavian Association, and attend this movement from 2003, and I'm happy every year to see and to be here. Thank you.
I am Pierluigi Lattuada from Milan, Italy. I am Vice President of Eurotas. I have a training school acknowledged by the Ministry of the University. We are editor of the ETJ, the journal. And we will organize the festival in June next year. And never we did something like this. And if you come, you will say, I will be there.
Real festival.
My name is Jaume Mestres from Barcelona, Spain. I am coach, and I am the responsible of the Federal Treasurer of Eurotas. Nice to meet you, dear members.
For this, you are my friend.
Okay. I don't think there are new organizational members in this room.
There is.
There is. Cool.
Switzerland.
Okay. So maybe, okay. So maybe could you introduce you as a organizational member, so that we know, this new association or institute. Okay.
But we just forgot who he is.
Yeah, but not
the organization I know.
The organization.
The organization. I don't know who I am, but I know the organization. Yeah. Okay, to give you a brief idea, I'm a psychologist. I've been working in a mental hospital. Afterwards, I became a stockbroker. I was working in the stock exchange. Then I started to teach mostly business people to bridge the two worlds. So the psychiatric world of mad people and the mad people outside of the mad, madness. So I find it very intriguing, so I'm a bridge maker, and I have been in many traditions. Basically, I teach meditation, from various traditions, trying to build a meta-perspective. Being also a psychotherapist, on the personal level, I try to liberate people as fast as I can from their conditioning. Ego is conditioning, to bring them into that spacious awareness. So we have designed a program, 8 days program, to bring people into a state of, let's say, oneness or non-dual consciousness, and to coach people out of that consciousness. One thing for me which has been very important was the meeting with Professor Peter Kingsley, which was about 7 years ago. I organized a workshop for him, and he is building most of what he does on the Greek method of incubation. So I've been in the Buddhist tradition, in the Zen tradition. I'm working with the Shaolin monk. I've been in the Advaita tradition. I had a Sufi teacher, which was about 40 years ago. And when I met his work, it was like, this is the missing link. This is the origin of the Western civilization. He's, So I congratulated him, and then he asked me to organize a workshop for him in Europe, which I did about 7 years ago. And he became a friend of mine. And the main message I learned from him is we have to be rooted in our own culture. We can learn from Buddhism, from Zen, from shamanism, but we have to be rooted in our own culture. What are the mystic origins of our own culture?
Thank you.
And I'm a quite skeptical guy, but I'm also very open and curious, and I'm always interested into methods. And I was very keen to understand what is our method. How do we use the senses really to go into that spacious awareness? Who is using the senses? You're looking through your eyes, but who is it who's looking through your eyes? And who's listening through your ears? So what I teach is how you follow the senses inside instead of outside, because normally the senses lead you outside. So how do you go inside? And what I love very much is all the neuroscience stuff, which especially helps me to translate what I do, with business people. The advantage working with business people, which I do since 25 years, is they are not so esoterically brainwashed like a lot of people. So they're very skeptical, but they come open-minded. So they kind of, So my job is to put them into a state of non-dual awareness, and then also what I've learned from an Advaita teacher with whom I was about 10 years is to make that state of, let's say, non-dual consciousness or oneness, to make that your main operating system. Because I know a lot of people who have been meditating since 20 years or 30 years or 40 years, but after the meditation they really behave like everybody else. So how to bring that awareness into your daily life, in how you speak, how you teach, into your decision-making processes. And this is, like Dogen, the Zen master of the 13th century in Japan, said, to take the backward step. How to take the backward step in a way that it becomes your main operating system. So that's most of what I do.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're
And you are representing your organization?
I'm representing myself.
Not in your organization?
No, I have a little organization. I do courses with my wife in transpersonal coaching. It's kind of a fast program, which is an 8-day program to bring people into that kind of new operating system. What I especially like very much, for example, is the studies of Norman Farb of the University of Toronto, because he really helps us to understand that you've got two operating systems in your brain. One he calls the narrative mode, and the other one is a direct experience mode. So you can either be in the one or in the other one, and how to shift your awareness into direct experience. The thing is that you don't know before what you will speak or what you will say or how you will decide. So you live in that uncertainty. You live in that momentary awareness. And what I found is that the Greek mystics, 2,500 years ago, they have kind of a perfect way for us to dive into that sensory awareness, into that kind of direct experience mode. And that's what I teach basically. And I feel very, very comfortable here. It's beautiful. You know, it's like it's the first time I had an intuition about 2 years ago to look if there are any other weird people around on the planet like me. And then I found the ATP people before I found EUROTAS. And then I looked around a little more, I found EUROTAS. And it's kind of, I'm ready to be part of a larger organization also, because it's a very lonely place also to be alone out there and just do your thing. You know. So.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
I have one formal question. I'm sorry. I don't know if you share the same feeling that this is very static here and we need more air.
Yes.
To breathe.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So who could help us with it? Thank you.
I just want to have, I have a workshop tomorrow afternoon, so if anybody's interested, they would be happy to share what I do.
Okay, so welcome to the space of connection.
Thank you. Yeah.
I will give you a short report as president, and then the different board members will explain a little bit more about what they were doing during this past year. As I said, it was my first year as president, and the first thing I want to say is that when I accepted to be president after Ingo, I was a little bit worried about my capacity to do this job, because I knew that it required time, and I would never have said yes if Ingrida Indan, who is our executive director, wouldn't have been there. So she's, I think, now the key, you know, the real central connection for all of us, and she's very efficient, she's very well organized, and we like to work together, and I think we are a good team, and that's the basis of you know, an interesting way of working. Thank you very much, Ingrid and Fabio.
We just opened the door.
So it was a major step for EUROTAS to have an executive director, a real change. So some of you know perfectly about how it works in EUROTAS, but as we are new people, I will tell a little bit about how we are organized. So we, as a board, we meet 3 times a year. So we met each year during just before the conference, so in different countries. So last year it was in Moldova, in Chisinau, just before the conference. And then we had a meeting in California in February, two-day meeting. And the last meeting in June in Milano. And the third one was yesterday, here. So each time we met 2 days, except when there is a conference, because before the board meeting, there is also the meeting for the organization process and certification and accreditation process for professional members and institutes within ESTP. I'll tell you more. So what you have to know is we try as much as possible to organize these meetings where we live, because each one of us then is responsible to organize the whole thing. And when it's possible, we try to stay at people's house to minimize the expenses, because you have to know that the board members travel from the very beginning of Eurotas at their own expenses. Eurotas doesn't have the money, to cover these expenses. So the part of the motivation is really to give something to this community. When we met in California in February, Stephen organized for Eurotas in collaboration with ITA, ATP and Sofia University, the first global symposium on transpersonal psychology. So it was the first time the three main associations in the world started to really connect and work together. So it was a very good starting point, and we were all happy for that. And the second time is now. So I don't say more because you will hear a lot about it. So about the members, today in Eurotas the situation is like that. We have 31 organizational members. That means national association, institutes, groups of people, therapists or not, from various countries, European countries and non-European countries. Among them, we have now 7 accredited institutes that teach transpersonal psychotherapy. 5 of them are from Europe, and there is one in Israel and one in Australia. And we hope we will have more in the future. We have 17 individual members, which means that these are people who apply, who come personally. But maybe it seems a very, very small number. But it's because in the past, the origin of Eurotas was a group of national association, and people were members through their association. So the process of having individual members is quite new. So it's a starting point, 17 people, so we hope to get more and more. We need to get more and more. We also have 66 professional members. But as I am talking about what we call the fiscal year, which ended the end of June, now we have 7 more professional members who have been certified 2 days ago. So the professional members are the Eurotas certified therapists who are part of this professional community, which, and I don't say more now. Before, we didn't have the status of professional members. We only had the certified psychotherapist. And for now, I don't know, 3-4 years, something like that, we ask these people to become professional members so that we can really create a community, a live community of professional people. And this is really where we are, one of the things we focus on, not the only one of them. We also have several departments, very different. So you have heard about EDTR, the Department for Transpersonal Research, so you will hear more later. We have a division of transpersonal art therapy, and we have the department EDTE, which is the Department of Education, and ESTP, which is the Society for Transpersonal Psychotherapy. So these different departments don't have the same goals and the same objectives, and so their rules are really, really different. So for, let's say, the ESTP, the society, the scientific society, which is under construction, almost done, the members will be the professional members. if it's not clear, because of course it is very clear for us, because we work always with these notions, but maybe it's not that clear for us, so then you will ask questions. So the work of this year was mostly consecrated to improvements in our procedures and the development of this professional community of transpersonal psychotherapists and researchers. As this was announced at the last General Assembly, I think every one of you have seen the new EUROTAS website with a new logo, new color.
It's great.
New energy. I hope you all like it. Yes? So please come and visit this website. So this has been done through the work of Ludmila and Oleg, the webmaster, who is here.
Applause.
And with also now the possibility to pay via PayPal, which is also a major step for us. So we also revised many documents and created new ones. 2 board members from ITA, Giovanna and Regina, made an audit on the documents we already had and the requirements that we needed to apply again to EAP, the European Association for Psychotherapy, because we need to become accredited by EAP as the representative association for transpersonal psychotherapy. It is very important in Europe. If you are not recognized by them, then you do not exist in the psychotherapeutic field. But it's not so easy, and it is less easy when you are transpersonal. So we needed to do a lot of work, and we already applied twice, I think, but we have been rejected, and now we started the process from the very beginning and in a different way.
I think I can say some things about this because I was in the AP for years. I've been the national delegate for Greece in EAP, since 1998 to 2006. And for a method to be accredited, it has to have special criteria. So it passes through an assessment procedure.
We do it.
Oh yeah, we know the process. We know what we did wrong.
It has taken a lot of. It's taken a lot of time.
Yes, and now nobody is accepted at the first time. It takes several times to be accepted. At the beginning, it was different. The beginning is the beginning. But,
so, may I just ask, is EUROTAS going to reapply?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is exactly where we are.
Because I am EAP accredited transpersonal psychotherapist.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I know there aren't many, but I got accredited through Slovenian Association for Psychotherapy, who do treat me a little bit like marginal, but they're still okay that I'm there.
I'm also accredited personally by EAP, but now we need that EUROTAS, as an organization, Scientific Society for Transpersonal Psychotherapy. In fact, it will not be EUROTAS as a whole, because in EUROTAS you also have people who are not psychotherapists. That's why we needed to create a department focused on psychotherapy, which is the European Society for Transpersonal Psychotherapy, which is a department of EUROTAS. Because,
Can I give you this now?
yeah, in fact, yeah.
Bernadette, I wanted to say something about the whole page. It's very bad to find when you give EUROTAS at Google. You don't find it. EUROTAS 2014 you find, but EUROTAS board you don't find.
So
we will work on that item. Yes.
So we have also created a new statute for online supervisors, transpersonal supervisors, because this was a request from our members. You know, in the certification process, we ask people to be under supervision, but in some countries, they don't have transpersonal supervisors. So we started the process to have online supervisors, and you can find them on the website. We have created a general code of ethics for all EUROTAS members. So this is something new, not yet on the website. It's still somewhere, but not on the website. And of course, EDTR has also a specific ethical code, and ESCP has also one from years now. You know, this was the first one that had been created. And we initiated an ethical committee who will be responsible for the ethical code. We have significantly improved the presentation of the grandparenting procedure, which is not yet on the website, which will be very, very soon, within the next days. And we have also created a simplified process for people coming from an accredited institute. And now, if you come from an accredited institute, you can get the certificate very easily. It's very easy, and it doesn't take time, and we will have more people with us. So, in your institute, you have to promote that and ask people, why don't you apply?
We have our own conference on the 7th of October when I'm coming back. I will say it out loud.
Okay, okay. We also started a complaint procedure, a charter, and a document with criteria for transpersonal psychotherapy and a list of transpersonal modalities, which is not a full list, but a kind of we work on criteria for transpersonal modalities and give a list as an example of modalities. We also have the journal, interval journal. Yeah, so I don't say more, we will speak about it. We also have a newsletter. And from the beginning, John Drew is not here yet, was the editor of the newsletter. Now this newsletter is published 3 times a year after the board meetings. And John said he wanted to resign, and he will do the last newsletter after this conference in October. So we want to really thank him, even if he's not here, but we tell him he appears, for the excellent job he did for years. And it's important because it's a regular connection between EUROTAS members. And we also thank Lindy McMullen, because we thought she will be so unoccupied after this conference that she will be lost. So we found something for her, we asked her, and she said yes. So she will be the new editor of the newsletter. We really needed someone who is originally English-speaking person, because here we speak what we call EUROTAS English, which is the English I speak, and we needed a real English-speaking one. Thank you very much. Last year during the conference in Moldova, Ank was here. She brought us many old pictures from the past of EUROTAS, and it was, something she offered to.
I have new old pictures.
You have new old pictures. She's incredible. She has new old pictures.
And where can I put them so that Vladimir, when you were young and beautiful.
Maybe you can bring them. So, we have a dinner together, and then I realized that, you know, EUROTAS as an organization has an history, has a past, has a birth, and progressively, you know, this memory will disappear. And then, so an idea came to my mind, and we discussed together, and I said, Anne, why don't you write the history of EUROTAS? And very generously she said, yes, you know, with this enthusiasm. So, last week I received the copy of this manuscript, 16 pages with pictures and so on, very nice. So, thank you very much, and thank you very much. And when I received your manuscript, then another idea came to my mind, and I said, we also have other elders here or not here, but some of them will come tonight or tomorrow. And why don't we ask them to complete this work and give their, you know, their memories, their anecdotes, their, you know, all things they have in mind. So I was thinking of John Drew, of Monique, Ingo, Vito, Tana, and many others. So, if you want to collaborate, then talk to me and we'll see. We will send you the manuscript, and then you will add your own not version, but your own that contribution. So I think it's very, very important for EUROTAS, you know, to have a living memory and not to just, now we are the second generation somehow, so I hope the elders will appreciate, you know, the way EUROTAS now is going. You know, it's different because the work is different, the needs of the work are different, so everything has to evolve, but it's important to keep, as you said, the roots. So you are, you know, you are the guarantee, or I don't know, you are these roots, and we need your participation. So as I mentioned, we also developed connection with other transpersonal, international transpersonal big associations like ITA and ATP. So we had the symposium, we had this conference, and we'll have the one in Brazil next year, but we will talk more about it.
Excuse me, maybe not everyone knows these abbreviations.
Yeah, I think I said them at the beginning, but ITA is International Transpersonal Association, and ATP is American Transpersonal Association for Transpersonal Psychology, which is American. That's why I said American. So I would just finish by telling you that you have a very, very active and busy board. We don't always agree. We have sometimes quite intense exchanges, discussions. But, you know, we are really committed and we do a lot of work, and we also did some team building, you know, to improve our internal communication. And that was very, very good. Very nice. And so now, but EUROTAS, it's not only this board, it's all of us. And we really need also your participation, your suggestion, your initiative, your questions, or whatever comes from your heart, your mind. We are really here to be with you and to listen to you. And we have created a little space outside near the big hall where we can discuss.
As Bernadette said, this has been a very busy year for all board members, a lot of things, and all the board members will share some of the things that they contributed to EUROTAS this year. As board secretary, I did attend all three of the European, well, actually 2 European and 1 Californian board meeting at my own expense. I did keep all the minutes and also did a lot of work on correcting the English in the documents before they're published. And as you know, if English is not your first language, sometimes there's a difference in how you would say something in English than someone from an English-speaking country. What I'm most proud about is being instrumental in helping bringing about the collaborative effort of ATP, Association of Transpersonal Psychology, ITA, the International Transpersonal Association, and EUROTAS to come together to cooperate both for, as Bernadette mentioned, the first global transpersonal symposium that was held in California. It was co-hosted by ATP and Sophia University. And it was made up of the board members from ATP, from EUROTAS, and ITA. And it was a very successful symposium. Most of the people I talked to were very appreciative that we were able to bring people from other parts of the country to California and to see that transpersonal is not just something in California and the US, that it is growing and very much expanding throughout the world. I'm really happy to see that we've also collaborated with Synthesis for this conference here, and we're working with Alabrat, who's the organization in Brazil for the large international conference that will take place next September down in Brazil. Also spent a lot of time promoting this conference. I did come here in December at Lindy's request to do a shamanic seminar and to both introduce the work I do as well as promote the conference that is happening right now. At both the Global Transpersonal Symposium and the Society for Humanistic Psychology Conference, we promoted through ATP this conference. I am proud to say that I was able to bring 10 representatives from Sophia University, between faculty, students, and alumni that are actually presenting in this conference. Let's see what else. Yeah, so that's really my contribution to this year. So I'm very happy to be both a part of ATP and Europe. So I'm happy to be here.
My name again is Giovanna Calabrese from Italy, and this is my first year on the board of EUROTAS, and I was enrolled in the board because of the EUROTAS Division of Transpersonal Research, and I'm also director of the ITJ, the Integral Transpersonal Journal, and through this journal I'm trying with all the people working on the journal and authors publishing their papers to promote research and in the transpersonal, and to promote research in the EUROTAS community, and I hope also to expand knowledge of what the work we are doing as transpersonal psychotherapists and transpersonal in general psychologists and working in this field, to promote what we are doing also on the outside. So I hope that in a few years we can get some either accreditation with PsycInfo or other kind of accreditation, so that more and more people also outside EUROTAS can have access to the journal, can know about the journal. And as EDTR with Regina, we are working with the board to go through the process of the accreditation with EAP and establishing the criteria for accreditation and certification. And well, I'm happy to be here and to see that EUROTAS is giving more space also to new people, like people coming from the US, as Stephen promoted the conference, and I hope that more and more people, not just people from EUROTAS, will come to the next meetings and especially speaking with the people that will organize the meeting in 2016, is to really give space and voice to people not inside the EUROTAS community, and just to expand the presence of ourselves in the field. So thank you.
Well, I'm Magda Soler, and I'm not sure, but I think it's my 4 or 5 year in EUROTAS. I was a member of the ECCA before and after the ESTP. And for the certification, we work in that. And I just spent my year in California, in Milano. Thank you very much for your nice houses and nice places to work. And thank you very much. I want to Lindy is not there to make possible Lindy and her team to make possible this conference, and in Ludmila too, because last year was a wonderful conference in Moldova too. And thank you all the board for making this nice work hard, but very, really big. Thank you very much. And thank you to you to be here and to make possible to create this EUROTAS movement. Thank you.
My name is Jaume Mestres, then I am the treasurer of EUROTAS, like Dimitris, no? Responsible of numbers, and well, it's amazing to be in a team like that. What can I say? I want to encourage, become member of our board. Yes, because really it's my passion. When somebody asks me, what is your passion? To be member of the board meeting. They say, I'm going to Moldova.
Join us, we will travel the world.
I'm going to Moldova. Moldova where? Moldova. I'm going to California, but you are crazy. What are you doing? Okay. And that's my passion, and I am fan of transpersonal, and I will later explain. Thank you very much.
First, I want to say that I am happy to see our past presidents here, and I hope to see them all next time. All the members. I am and I was one of the fighters inside the board. I passed my last 3 years fighting and being unhappy for many things that was happening, but now I can say that I am happy. Finally.
I mean today, starting from today. Yesterday I was
We start the process starting in California, then in Milan we had our nice encounter group, team building on the Tronate, and the process to improve, because my first reason to fight was that for me, we are no more just a group of friends. We are a big association of the transpersonal. A transpersonal will or may change the world. So we have to be very strong and well organized, and the criteria of our writings, our documents, and the style of the work have to be more professional and more higher. So I fight for this, and I will still fight for this, being in the board. Our president.
So if you like fighting, yes, you can fight.
So I love all you, Bernadette, and all, and I appreciate very much when we fight in face and we say the thing that we don't agree, just in face. This is a very important argument for the group and for the in this last year, I was very happy that was created EDTR. I was one of the sponsors of EDTR. I believe in research, not in the research, academic research, but I believe that we can find a new epistemology, a new science of the consciousness, a new ways to warrant our works. And so I am fighting for this. I am very happy that we create EDTR, that we are finishing to create ESPP, and to start with the scientific community. In this year, I am working to rework with the famous 15 question, to try to correspond to what the ERP asked, because EDTR did a good job entering in the ERP relations that they send to us, and they give us a big report, and now we know what we have to do better than in the past. So we are doing this. With Vladimir, we will work on the manifesto, a transpersonal manifesto, to share with the community. We are starting a process to maybe a university or something like this, starting to join program and join the institute to maybe create a university or collaborate with the Ubiquity University or some other university. We are doing this. We are doing this in this time. The ETJ, we are doing the journal, the ETJ, and last but not least, we are working with the festival. We want to do something very special, and of course we can do this without all your organization, all your support. We want to do something. First, the expo. There is the expo in Milan next year. That is 20 million persons will come in Milan in 6 months, and we are accredited by the expo to do this festival. So I think we will have a very big advertising for this. And the idea, like festival, is to open transpersonal to all others different professions, for example. There are architects that work in a transpersonal way. There are biologists that work in a transpersonal way. There are artists, there are directors. So we want to collect all these people. We want to bring community together to do something strong. So I think. Hope we see you all in Milan in June. Thank you.
As you already know, from last year,
Could you please speak up? I can't hear you.
More loudly?
Yes, yes.
It's loud for me. The conference last year was in Moldova, and I want to thank again Ank Van Gulik and Rumod Mold, because due to them, they supported me for many years and encouraged me to organize the conference in Moldova. Because I think in Europe, people more open for this kind of movement. But for Moldova, it was more quite difficult. But I believe we did everything possible to attract more people to this field. And I'm very glad that it happened. I can manage this. And for as a board member, I participate and I contribute to renew and to make a new website and to change the style. And I'm working with the structure also on the website. We finished, but I will continue work with the department of the news. And if you have some news from your association or individual training or workshop, you can talk to me. We will make advertising on the website of your activity. And now, from the Milan, I have another work. I work with the basic ethical principles. I'm developer of these basic ethical principles for the all kind of member of EUROTAS. And I believe it will create a committee of ethical principles for this kind of members, not psychotherapists. It's for all general members.
I'm board member also since 1 year. I came on board with Giovanna. As we said, we are co-founders of the Division of Transpersonal Research. My passion is I'm a passionate practitioner but also a passionate researcher. So I like to build bridges, and that's what is possible now also within EUROTAS. So I'm really very happy that we were able to build that in 1 year and also have already events going on. So we are planning one event next year also in Milano, a meeting of transpersonal researchers. So the idea is that we want to create a transpersonal researcher network, and it will be initiated, I think, in May in Milano.
9-10 May.
Yes. So you're all invited to contribute your experience also to that. So I'm interested in practice-based research that's coming out of the practice, and I'm also interested in bringing it back to the community. So the event what Pierluigi is doing an arts festival, etc., is exactly what is my aim also, that the research findings need to go back to the communities. So I'm working also with film, making film, working with arts and music to bring research findings back to the greater audience and to the world. What I love about the board is definitely the diversity, the many languages, the many countries, the imperfectionism of all us, our vulnerabilities, our passion. I like our fiery discussions, and I feel we are really moving something here, so I feel very satisfied from the work we are doing, and I'm very thankful that I can be part of that.
Okay, as I said before, my name is Yuri. I'm representing Estonia, even I'm not Estonian. My great passion in this field is education. Abraham Maslow says that after self-actualizing, you need to help others to self-actualize. And education and transpersonal education is very important. I want to take the transpersonal beyond the psychotherapy, which means instead of dealing with those who go through a spiritual crisis, let's prevent it from the beginning by educating. Bring it to transpersonal even to a kindergarten, like teaching young children to meditate instead of running around and screaming. The other thing is I'm also part of the ESTP that is dealing with accrediting institutes and professional members. We also, with Piero Luigi, we established this idea of students exchange and teacher exchange between different twinning project between different institutes. We want very much to encourage transpersonal education in other countries. If you are interested to establish transpersonal education in your country, please come to us. We're now building up some kind of a curriculum that involves our different modalities, so we can come to your different countries and contribute share our knowledge with you and contribute to your future institutes. Also, national organizations, we need them, we need to expand. We are on a mission. The world is not a good place, so we need to do something about it, and the question is what kind of world we want to leave behind us for the next generation. So I'm asking the people present here, okay, who are not yet professional members but have qualifications, please join in. And I'm asking those who have disappeared for some years to come back and join us because we need you. Yes, we need you. Yeah, back in the family. Okay? Because our strength is our unity. So, thank you very much.
Thank you. I'm Vladimir Maikov. I'm chair of transpersonal psychology at Moscow Institute of Psychoanalysis. And this year we had a great event, the first diploma defenses, and 16 students got a master's degree in transpersonal psychology. So we continue our master program, and like Yuri, I'm very much interested in developing transpersonal education and bridging transpersonal psychology and mainstream psychology, looking for kind of great big joint perspectives. And also I'm exploring now with Piero Luigi and Yuri the possibility of collaborating between EUROTAS and Ubiquity University. This is a project started by Jim Garrison, president of Wisdom University, to bring the best skills and experience from integral and transpersonal fields into online education, MBA program and bachelor program. So we are now intensively working on this program in several European countries and looking for possibility to cooperate with EUROTAS. Also, I'm very much interested in the essence of the breathwork and psychotherapy, and one of my research programs is pneumosynthesis, the essence of breathwork, tracing back to pneumatics, the ancient Greek mystical practitioners who put the breathwork into the heart of the practice. And also so-called primordial psychotherapy, or psychotherapy before psychotherapy, before Freud. And so I'm exploring how people for 1,000 years solved the problems. And there is very interesting answers about the roots, the essence of what we name now transpersonal psychotherapy. Thank you.
So I'm board member and also executive director. So I can say that my everyday life is connected with Eurotas through my computer, and the office is now in Riga, in my studio. And so I'm nearly every day there. And the first thing, the easiest, that I check all your emails and I answer to questions, and there are lots of emails I receive, and if I can't answer, I transfer it to someone who could answer it better. And I really like this job because I like international connections, I like international cooperation, and I love that it develops, and it develops Eurotas, and new members come and they are interested in many things, and they join us. The other thing, I'm also a psychotherapist and a transpersonal psychotherapist, and I have clients, I'm working with them, and I'm also very interested in education, and just now in Latvia we are developing a new educational enterprise and transpersonal education institute, which will start the first four-year program in January, and we shall have teachers, lecturers from Eurotas, from 10 different countries. So I can tell you that this opportunity to be here and to be in this large community, it's very it's great, because you can have knowledge from all the world in your institute. That's not just few people from your local country. So if everyone is starting to developing practically the institute or some education enterprise, we can also exchange experience, because we have already made the program, we have got the official state license in Latvia for that, and it was not easy, but we did it. And so also we are working for the new Eurotas website, for the materials, together with Oleg and Ludmila. Of course there is a lot to develop, there are some wrong texts and some spelling mistakes, but step by step we are developing this. And I want also to ask all the people who have their profiles as professional members or organizational members, please update your information and just send it to me. If something is changed, if something you want to add or take off, just send the information to me, and then we'll do it. Yeah, and also I love to develop new ideas and to realize them. I'm also an artist, I'm also an art therapist, and just now in the next year maybe I would like to work more also on the art therapy department. If you know somebody who would be interested to join us and to help, so welcome, please contact me. Yes, that's it. I think all together we can make this world better, coming together. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, comments? No.
I would just say it's beautiful to see how much energy is blossoming in your European community. And I don't know how you look at the American Association, which has been around, but I hope you will feel that you are an inspiration to us. completely. So all your work is having a ripple effect, I'm sure. Through Stephen, he'll tell you as well. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you. So now it's time for
Excuse me. Yeah, I was put on the spot by Yuri, so I can respond to it. I came back with the dear to my heart idea of elders, and as you know, I was calling transpersonal elders for many, many years already. And I believe we have a situation in the world of kind of global emergency, global spiritual emergency, which is the world is inflamed in many places, and we are in a real deep spiritual crisis, economic, spiritual, ecological crisis. So what I really believe from my heart that we are, experienced enough, and we can gather our healing and spiritual forces to come together and really deeply exchange and inspire each other on how we want to respond to this world in such a global emergency situation. So I'm really happy that so many people responded, from volunteering to sit in the Council of Elders, and through Lindy, who was supporting this project and sent the invitation, and we all sent the invitation to you. And I'm really grateful for you responding to it. And so we sit in the council Saturday night, I understood? Yes. And Vitor agreed to help me with facilitating, because it's really a difficult challenge. So I'm really grateful, and I invite you to come for this Council of Elders gathering, and maybe we come with some creative solution, and we can make a report on it and send it to maybe, to the larger community. And the last sentence, I envision this Council of Elders as the representative of the collective wisdom of transpersonal community. That's not only that these people are wise and old, but they represent the transpersonal community, the collective wisdom. So I really hope for deep, deep exchange. Thank you so much.
Can I just say something that on the program you will see that the time of the Soul of Europe was after the Council of Elders. So the Council of Elders will run at the same time as the Soul of Europe. The Council of Elders will be here, and the Soul of Europe will be there, because it is felt that it was starting too late. So in order for it to start earlier, they will have to run simultaneously, because otherwise, we miss the one opportunity. So I just wanted to mention that.
At the same time, indeed, it's not possible to...
I know, Jean, that's why we put it earlier, and we put it just before the Soul of Europe, but the board has asked me and told me that the Soul of Europe is starting too late, so people will not want to go, and there is no other solution. There is no other evening for us to put the Council of Elders, because each evening we have got a full program.
What about doing it at Friday evening instead of DJ dancing? Yeah.
Because
Friday
the elders
evening,
don't do
yes, sure.
DJ.
Okay, I mean, that is up to you. Of course, if you wish to do it on Friday evening, that's fine. You must be aware, though, that Friday evening the workshops are going on until 8:30, and you're supposed to have dinner at 8:30, because you can't have dinner later. Dinner closes, so you have time between 8:30, and then when will you do the council?
What about 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock, there are workshops still going on.
Workshop.
Can choose the council or
Yeah.
Can we
Yes,
talk
of
about
course.
this just after
Absolutely.
I'll be happy
and then we will announce.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
happy if we can find a solution because people will be contributing.
Okay, you know, but it's always about making choices.
Absolutely.
In any case, okay.
I want to contribute a personal experience I had yesterday afternoon. So we had this, Christiane and I, we had this pre-conference workshop, and then we finished it at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And so we passed here this space, and during the pre-conference workshop we passed several times, and what I felt and what I saw that the board was working and working and working all the time. You know, I could feel the energy, and I wanted to thank all the board for your hard and engaged work, for your fighting, for engagement, and for your continuity in doing that. So I realized how much engagement it requires to be in the work and how hard this work is. So thank you all.
So, I think now it's time for the numbers and give you a short report because, you know, it will be short because the amount of money is very, very small.
But more than it ever was.
Yeah.
You can compare.
Oh yeah.
if you go to the column, the third column, Greek column, the origin of the column, the real budget 2013-2014, you could see incomes, revenue of organizations, 4,523. Accredited institutes, 1,250. Individual members. Total incomes, total revenue, 10,047 euros. Our association is financed by all the members. Thanks to you all, we exist. If you don't pay a fee, we could not exist. And then you have the expenses. Number 1, executive director. Number 2, webmaster. Number 3, domain hosting. Number 4, office supplies. Number 5, travels and executive director. Number 6, board dinners. For the next projected budget, we cancel board dinners because we have to save money. And like we pay all our travels and dinners, well, we prefer to keep money in cash. And then we have ETG subscription. Our investment of this year, it has been the new website that you have seen, our new web, and then different items. Total 13,202. That means we had not a profit this year, but we expect next year, with projected budget, to have profit, because this year is an investment for the new executive director, investment of a website, and then we think that now we are ready to grow, to spread to our planet all our transpersonal way of life, philosophy, optimism. That's my annual report to you.
Perfect.
I could be more long, but I think that if you want details, I can explain you all. And I will embrace all of you for your important support. That's make a successful association. Without you, don't exist. And I am at your disposal for more informs and questions. If you like more numbers, more interest, if you recommend, suggest to change the bank from Austria to Paradise Fiscal, doesn't matter.
Switzerland.
Switzerland. Switzerland, it could be a good place.
No more the time.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much.
So, with this report, you understand that we really need more members. I think it's not. It's easy to.
Which means we need the members to pay.
Also, yeah, we need new members and we need a member pay. Okay, that's right. We need supporters or donators also. You know, donators, sponsors, they are welcome.
Yes, but we're more rich than before.
Yeah, but it's improving. It's improving. So now we need to vote the approval of the board, of the numbers, the report, and the duties of the board. So you've been given, if you are a member, you have been given voting cards. So if you vote for, could you please raise your hand with your cards? If you are in favor of, and you approve and you support the work we have done, please tell us. Okay. So it's not necessary to come because we will do it in the other way. So is there anybody against? Abstention? Okay, so unanimous. We don't need to count. We have the unanimous. Okay. What? We are voting for the approval of the duties of the board, the report we gave, and the numbers.
Not together. Not together. Maybe one is if you agree with this, someone and you don't agree.
Okay. I try to make it. Okay. So first the duties. So is there anybody against? Any abstention? Okay. So unanimous. And now financial report. Okay. Is there anybody against? Abstention? And for? Unanimous. Mr. Secretary. Okay. So, next point normally is to speak a little bit about the future projects for next year. But as you listen to us, you already got some information about that. So I think we will not. Yeah, so we will do that very quickly because you have everything. So the development of EDTR, the Department of Research, and the creating of a network okay, so you've already said. So I just mentioned the different points. So ESTP, we need to complete the process of the creation of this transpersonal professional department and the committee that will run this department. So this is a direction of the improving and developing the professional aspect of EUROTAS. We also need to develop more transpersonal institutes, and you have heard a little bit about what happened in different countries, in Latvia, for instance, and other people, starting projects about creating a new transpersonal institute. So we are also like a support system for this initiative. So then we also said that we will do again the process of application to EAP. There is also this beautiful festival in Italy, because next year we will support and be part of the International Transpersonal Conference in Brazil. So we decided to maintain some European event, because not everybody will be able to come to Brazil. So we created something completely new, which is more about performance, about enjoying meeting. Yeah, and also for students, new generation, so it will be something different, maybe more open and more fun, maybe.
Could you tell us a bit more about the festival?
So, okay, so Pierluigi.
The idea is transpersonal is not something that can to be closed inside the professional psychotherapy. Transpersonal is a vision, is a transcultural vision that is everywhere. So we want to do this event that bring the intent is bringing community together, that is bringing together all people in every different profession or part of life that are in this process of the inner experience of the spirituality, of the qualities of life, of the bettering the world, and so on. And let's know to these people that there is a movement, there is a vision that can gather all this together. So we want to open to the common people or to the other community of professionals. And having this opportunity that there is the expo in Milan. So.
And the title of the expo is?
The title of the expo is Feeding the Planet. The planet.
So.
And we're doing Feeding the Soul. The municipality of Milan did this expo in Città, expo in the city, for help all other side events of the expo, and they already accepted our project to be part of the expo. So we think that we can do something very large for a large audience. And that is ceremony. Ceremony is chanting, telling story, because Centro Dompio, the place, is the center where we do this is a hill with many, like here, many buildings in middle of the forest, and we can do different performance or groups or meetings in different.
It is in Centro Dompio.
It is in Milan. There are 3 parts. One day in Milan with the keynotes and the parade. Where is it, Stuart? We do a very interesting parade in the first day in Milan. And the last 3 days in Centro Dompio for workshops, ceremonies, meetings, performance. And during the week, we contact many other partners, that is center that do therapies, cinemas, theaters, gallery of art, that want to participate, doing other side events to open in all the city, different events connected with this. This is the idea. We are starting now, and we need all you to have ideas, for example, to musicians to invite, or architects, or theater groups of theater or no, we have to collect all the activity, the human activity.
Yeah. Also, maybe you are going to have like an open competition for poetry or maybe art like photography, so that people can, send whatever they feel to produce.
Ank! Too late. Thanks to Ank, we will do a rumor prize. We are deciding if for the idea is to in 3 prizes, one for research, maybe students that do a good research or a work of thesis or something like this. One in the literature, maybe poetry or something like this, and maybe one in methodology, technology, transpersonal technology or something like this. We are thinking about it.
Yes, yes.
I introduced myself earlier, but let me say again, Les Lancaster, and I'm here representing ITA, the International Transpersonal Association. And I just want to say it's wonderful to see the diversity of things that are being promoted through EUROTAS. And of course, the festival you're talking about is part of that diversity, and the more events that can feed you the soul, as you call it, in our world, the better. So, well done for organising that. I think it's probably appropriate to mention at the same time the conference that is being planned by Alubrat being the Transpersonal Association of Portugal and Brazil. Yes. I looked to Vita just to make sure I got that right. And the timing is quite well spread, because the Brazilian conference, it will be in Brazil, is at the beginning of September. I think the date's the 4th of September it starts. 4th to 7th, yeah. With a theme of consciousness in transformation. And I'll say a little bit more about that later in any case. So it's just to put in here a date for people's diaries as well. And who knows, people should go to the festival and the conference. Why not?
Yes, without doubt, because the festival wants to collect people that never heard about transpersonal, so there is more clients.
So you'll be able to tell them to come to Brazil.
To come to Brazil. But when I say that we have to speak more and stay more in contact, ITA and EUROTAS, is to prepare the events for the last years, because this year, in 2015, is a good timing, yes. But we have things for the future too.
And since I'm just speaking now, let me also reinforce what's been said, that the synergy between our organizations is so important. I think, when I started speaking just now, listening to what you're doing in the committee, and obviously in EUROTAS as a whole, it's very impressive. I think you've achieved a great deal. I mean, notwithstanding the budget, but that's not what I'm talking about. There are always issues there. But it's really good, and as Stu said before about it's an inspiration. But I think the global community is the way forward, and that we operate in harmony. We support these events together. I think that's a great development, and again, thanks to Stephen especially for initiating that, this latest direction through what we did last February. It's very, very effective. So, okay, back to you guys. And I think there's a lot where we can contribute together there. So, just a little marker that we should integrate.
also introduce the 2016 conference, because you know it's important to start thinking of it, starting to have that in your mind. So Ilie will organize it in Romania. It's Constanța by from the Black Sea.
Yes, but I need help because I don't speak very good English, and Ludmila help me. Ok. În 2016, EUROTAS se va organiza în stațiunea Venus. În Venus. Da.
The venue of the conference will be Constanța.
Ok. E foarte interesant, hotelul se numește Afrodita. Venus și Afrodita
The
același.
hotel will be Aphrodita.
Este very interesting, da? Vom încerca, eu voi încerca acolo, pe lângă asociația mea, să implic și două universități mari.
He will try to attract the two universities from Romania to be participating.
Da, pentru a crește
To grow to spread the transpersonal in Romania.
Da, și de asemenea voi implica și Colegiul Psihologilor din România.
And he will also want to invite the College of Psychology.
Pentru că în România Colegiul Psihologilor reglementează toată activitatea psihologică.
In Romania, college,
Yeah.
They do all the activities
Da.
in Romania.
Da, și vreau să accepte și psihologia transpersonală și să...
He trying to do the work to accept the transpersonal psychology in Romania.
Și această conferință va constitui un ajutor reciproc și românii să accepte și psihologia transpersonală. Da.
And the date?
21 septembrie va începe.
21st, from 21st of September.
Yes.
And
25 and after, da, și după, deci 25. Da, da.
21st.
Okay, so 21st of September, start to put that in your mind. Constanța. So the title, the subject has not been decided. So we will work together.
Making love, Aphrodite.
Yes, maybe, yeah. Something else.
How many kilometers from Bucharest?
200, da?
200 kilometers from Bucharest is
Dar
Constanța.
eu m-am ocupat întotdeauna de transport. Deci va fi transport de la București.
He said, don't worry, he will make the transport from Bucharest to Constanța.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So, some more ideas we are working on. The project of the European Transpersonal University. So I will not develop that now because it's a project. There are several possibilities, and it's not something easy. So it will take time. It will be just in 1 year. But it's a project that it's becoming more and more concrete. There is something new about the journal. We have 2 issues a year, and now what has been decided is...
We decided, with the help of the EDTR and the STP, we decided to differentiate the 2 issues. The first one will be presenting a methodology, monographic, presenting or a methodology or a research or something in transpersonal work methodology, and the other will be the collecting. Will collect the keynote speaker or interesting presentation of the conference, of the annual conference. So if you have have methodology, some technologies, some research that you want to present, you can think about for this annual issue on monographic. And as I said, the order will be the best presentation of the...
So if you think you will do the best presentation of the conference, then dare to send it to him. If not, maybe you come back next year.
But maybe we will be not accepted because the director, the peer reviewer are very severe. Because we want, I want, they don't want yet to apply for the CICINFO and so on to be accredited. But they say, no, not yet, it's too low for now. So we want to increase the quality to be accredited in CICINFO.
Well, if I can say something, because is that with Regina, what we are trying to also to do is to, with a peer reviewing process, to work with authors. So if when we received a paper that we found that was very interesting, and maybe it needed some work to be done on the paper to improve the quality of the academic presentation. So it's not just the content, of course, but the way the content is expressed and is articulated in a way that the academic quality would be improved. And this is because if we want to open out toward the outside, not just the transpersonal and the Eurotas field, we really need to improve the way we present what we are doing. And because of our personal background, I speak for myself and also for Regina, and we feel really in charge of this duty, and we work a lot on this, and really takes a lot of effort to work with authors in this direction. And so even if at the beginning it's not nice to be, to receive a letter that you need to work a little bit on your paper, and it can be hard to receive this kind of letter, but we really are eager to work on this with the authors. And this not just for to look a nice journal, but really to be ready and go there in the field with doctors. I speak for the medical field, but also for psychologists. Really, to see, okay, this is a really good journal, and maybe I can use this paper for a dissertation or for another article. So, it's a way to be more acknowledged from the academia.
Thank you.
Can I just query with that? It would always be totally in English language. So yes. All the papers from all the different countries and their natural languages, you're looking at a quality that is going to meet also the standards of the English language. It's a fairly high requirement.
Yeah, I know this, but I did also a lot of work in the medical field and from Italy. And I can tell you that also, for medical journal, we had to translate and to work with translators to make it in acceptable English language. So I know that it's hard, but it's the only way. And I don't know if Regina wants to add something about this issue, as she works also on the peer reviewing process.
I would just encourage you. It means most of us are not native English language speakers, so all of us are struggling, but we are not able to edit the paper, so you would need to have it edited in a kind of acceptable English language way, but then we can help you polish it up in an academic way and make it logically with a flow. So I would really encourage you that you submit papers, and we are ready to have discussions and work with you together.
How long would you like papers to be
it's different. We can give you the information later.
Thank you. So, another thing we are working on, and normally should be ready soon, is a marketing plan. Because, you know, this is what we already said, and the last thing I will say, we need to develop EUROTAS and the EUROTAS community and the number of members for many, many reasons. So we need to establish something more professional, not only, it's networking, but, you know, at different levels. So this will be also something that will be done quite soon, in 2014 and 2015. I think that's all.
Yep.
From us, maybe something else from you?
I just want to say something very quick. I'm really excited that all of you are here, and I thank you all for showing up for the delegates meeting. It's important that we are engaged in this movement, this transpersonal movement that we're all a part of. I think, like some of the board members have mentioned, I think there's a lot of problems. There are a lot of problems in the world right now, and I think that educating people about the transpersonal vision, the transpersonal principles and values is a valuable thing to help make this a little better world. I would encourage you, one of my duties with EUROTAS is also the networking. I would really encourage you to come up to me during the conference and let me know about what activities you're doing throughout the world. It's very important for people to know that this is not just a small little group of people that happen to have a certain vision, but that it is happening all over Europe. It's happening in Russia, happening in South America. It's happening in all areas of the world. And it's really important for both our website to have news from all of you about what you're doing, the activities you're doing, the institutes that you're opening up, as well as the newsletter. So I just encourage all of you to let us know. Either send it to Ingrida or send it directly to me. But let us know at EUROTAS what all of you, as EUROTAS members, are doing to promote and grow transpersonal throughout the world. So thank you for your involvement, and thank you for your continued contribution.
Peter?
Well, I'm sorry, but I could not resist this one. In a way, I have been departing a little bit from science towards esoteric stuff. And so my thing is that I believe that EUROTAS must really exist at the so-called psychic hyperspace. If we consider that there is a sort of a godlike world, and then there is a navel of the world, meaning a psychic level, where very high ideas and energies precipitate into this world of ours, the human dimension. I would say that we must dare to go there and create EUROTAS there also. So I would ask people to depart a little bit from time to time in meditation from just thinking about networking at the human level and producing something at the human level, to really think about EUROTAS as a powerful energy entity at higher levels contributing to the world of the humans. Because I think that can really make a difference and a different kind of movement at those higher levels. Because I think if we really think they are there and they exist, and we really have the feeling that we participate in them, then we can dare working from there also. And I think that will make a major difference. That can produce a creative and attractive psychic entity called EUROTAS, so to say, in psychic hyperspace. So this is my suggestion also.
Wonderful.
Yes.
We are not. We are not.
And I would like to say also that Stephen said about networking, for sharing your activities. My wife and me, Magda and me, during 20 years, we have a travel agency, Shamanic Trips. We organize shamanic trips to Baikal Lake, to Siberia, to Mexico, and to Uzbekistan. Silk Road, shamanic with the different shamans in Uzbekistan. Then please share your activities, share your different things that you have. It's an opportunity, this space. And you have this year, for first time, our table, Eurotas table, in the entrance, you have a small space, and you can share there.
Yeah, thank you for telling that. If you have flyers, information from your association, the table is not big, but we would be happy, to have some copies of what you are doing in all your countries. So this was the idea. This is a Eurotas table for Eurotas members. So you can use it. We can use it. Okay, thank you very much for coming, and enjoy the conference that will start tonight.